Did you know that over 90% of all autoimmune disease is actually based in the gut? And that over 80% of your immune system is all located in and around your digestive tract. You have about 25 to 26 feet of intestinal tract, and all around that is called your gut-associated lymphoid tissue. Here's the issue. When that becomes leaky, and I'll share with you what that is, it begins to overexcite the immune system and create massive inflammation, which can lead to the underlying causes of dis-ease in your body. So what leaky gut looks like is this. It starts off as a healthy gut lining. Basically, your gut lining inside of your intestines, there's all finger-like structures called villi. Those villi help to absorb all the nutrients. They work with good bacteria and good yeast to then, through your tight junctions, allow only the good nutrients to hit your bloodstream. Because in your bloodstream then are all of your white blood cells, all of the things that cause an inflammatory reaction. So over time though, improper foods, alcohol, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like Advil or ibuprofen, birth control, and much more all cause inflammation in the gut and cause these gaps to start to form. Over time, typically weeks, months, or even years, you become more permeable. That means that particles, amino acids from proteins as longer strands, bacteria, fungus, viral, and much more can actually escape into your bloodstream when typically they would always be contained within the intestines and move from your mouth all the way through your stomach, out through your stool and bowel movements, right? That's how it's supposed to happen. But when things become leaky, what happens is they can actually move into the bloodstream and then they can float around, cause inflammation in the thyroid for Hashimoto's, in the joints for rheumatoid arthritis, the myelin sheath for MS, lupus, and much more. So remember, if you're suffering from a chronic health issue, whether it be brain fog, skin conditions, headaches, etc., look to the gut. Okay, so let's go over now 4 simple steps as to how to fix leaky gut once and for all. The first step is this. In an ideal world, you will run what is called the Big 3. And the Big 3 labs, and we'll link them up, just stevencabral.com/big3, are your food sensitivities from a delayed perspective, not what you eat today that gives you hives or a headache right away, but a delayed reaction, an IgG reaction. And that's a delayed reaction that can happen 2 to 3 days later that causes this inflammation in the blood. All right, the next one is called the Candida Metabolic and Vitamins Test. That's actually going to look for yeast overgrowth, which is Candida, potentially mold exposure, and bacteria that shouldn't be there like Clostridia or Clostridium difficile. All right, so that's the second one. The third one is a stool test. Now, you don't have to run all these 3 if you don't want to, but the stool test will look for parasites. It'll look for Salmonella, E. coli, yeast, and bacterial overgrowth. So that's a really powerful one to run as well. Those are called the Big 3. Now, if you run the Big 3, you'll know exactly what is causing your leaky gut. Is it foods? Is it Candida? Is it H. pylori? Is it parasites? Or is it bacteria? Once we know those things, we can more easily eliminate them, which we're going to talk about in step 2. All right, so as we move now towards step 2, what we need to do is not add more. A lot of people think that to heal leaky gut, they should start taking probiotics, fermented foods, and more. You actually shouldn't. You should not be taking probiotics if you have bacterial overgrowth or maybe even yeast overgrowth because they can feed the excess. Oftentimes people have dysbiosis, which is an imbalanced gut, and adding more to it is not the right way to do it. One of the biggest things I learned doing my internships overseas for my doctoral degree in naturopathy was this. Most people heal from a subtractive formula as much as from an additive. That means what you remove is oftentimes more powerful than what you add. So in the beginning, you don't use probiotics. We'll talk about those in a moment. What you want to do is actually remove the excess yeast overgrowth, the Candida, excess bacterial overgrowth, H. pylori if it's there, parasites, and food sensitivities, right? So those are essentially the 5 things that we need to look at. All right, these 5 lead to this. Right, so we want to make sure that we remove these before we then start to replenish. So just to back up, how do we remove them? We use what's called the CBO Protocol. You don't need to know what this is. You can find the details at stevencabral.com/CBO. You don't even need to use this product, but you should know how it works. And I'm going to share with you a whole video on exactly how to do this right at home. But here's how it works. Literally, it's 12 weeks because you want to do this slowly and you want to do it right. We always say, do it once, do it right, you won't have to do it again. So the first part is removal. You actually break down the biofilms where a lot of these parasites are actually hiding, right? So we break down the biofilm, then we use herbs, all natural herbs like oregano, cloves, etc., that will kill these microbes living there. And then after that, what we're going to do is we're going to begin to replenish. That's all part of this. So here's the replenish. That's the additive, right? So we subtract and then we add. What are we adding? First month, Saccharomyces boulardii. It's a non-pathogenic yeast that begins to push out the pathogenic yeast and bacteria. If you're ever taking antibiotics, you should always be taking Saccharomyces boulardii at the same time, because antibiotics kill bacteria, but they do not kill yeast. So it allows the yeast to then overgrow in your intestines, and people have then candida overgrowth, which affects the skin rashes, the headaches, all of the different inflammation, brain fog, etc. So big tip right there. Saccharomyces boulardii comes first. What comes second? A lower dose strain for the small intestines, because you're putting it orally through your mouth, right? Lactobacillus acidophilus is the first strain we start with. Why? Because then that begins to acidify the small intestine, which then doesn't allow the new population of bacteria to begin to overgrow. The last step is a multi-strain probiotic. We start with a clean gut probiotic and then move to the daily probiotic for daily use to repopulate this gut, right? So that is the repopulation. So that is what the additive is. First, you remove what shouldn't be there, then you begin to add back in the healthy bacteria. All right, the last step, and this is crucial. We've removed a lot of these pathogens. Now, we need to seal up these gaps, right? Your lumen of your intestines are literally a single cell. We need to close them back up, and the nice thing is, nobody, in terms of science, knew how to do this 50 years ago. We had ideas, in ancient Ayurvedic medicine and traditional Chinese medicine showed us how. But now, really concrete proof of what to use. Essentially 2 main products, and then you can add more to it to go from this back over to this. The first one is this. It is zinc carnosine. So zinc carnosine is a form of zinc. So remember, there's zinc, and then it's whatever you attach zinc to. Picolinate or citrate or sulfate, or it can also be attached to carnosine. The nice thing about carnosine is it begins to heal and seal up the gut wall. So zinc carnosine is number 1. Number 2, equally as important, is L-glutamine. L-glutamine at about 5 grams is going to help seal up that gut wall. Here are the other nice to have that we use with our clients. Aloe vera. Aloe vera has been shown to be amazing for autoimmune issues, for inflammation, and much more, because we need to calm the inflammation that's all in the intestines as well, right? So aloe vera. Another favorite is marshmallow root. Marshmallow root, believe it or not, creates this nice transient coating, which is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory. It can be used as a supplement, or it can be actually used as a tea. The last one is something called N-acetylglucosamine. N-acetylglucosamine is an amazing nutrient that's literally food for the villi. When they get this food, it can act as an anti-inflammatory and help to rebuild the intestinal wall. That is exactly what we do, along with that daily probiotic support. So the way that we've made it easy for our clients, and again, use any product that you feel is right for you or recommended by your local health practitioner. We use Healthy Gut Support. I literally use it every day. I just do 1 scoop, and that's all we recommend for our clients. And it has all the ingredients I was just talking about. Has the L-glutamine, the zinc carnosine, aloe vera, marshmallow root, and the N-acetylglucosamine. And this allows you just to mix it with your favorite protein powder or shake and get the food that your intestines need in order to rebuild the gut wall, reduce the inflammation, and remove the leaky gut after you've removed the pathogens that are there. So let us know if you have any other comments. I'm going to link up the previous video on how to complete the CBO protocol or a like protocol. And of course, if there's any questions, let us know in the comments. We're here to help.